Hello everybody, this is the September 2021 garden update, and a good indicator that summer is finally coming to an end is when these spider lilies bloom. They're starting to pop up here and there, and there's some more. Just noticed those today. And this bed here is becoming shaded, so it's not going to do too much more as far as the growing season goes the rest of this year. This lemon balm has been just sitting here growing all summer and doing well. No problems. Here's what this little flower bed by the patio is looking like. I would expect in the next 2 to 3 weeks this will really start exploding with blooms again. And here's the poor ground cover. It's recovered somewhat this year. Not as much as I would have hoped, but it did okay. This flower bed's still doing well. The peas are end of season, so they're drying out. Got some flowers beginning to bloom here. This pepper plant's still producing quite well. I have started harvesting sweet potatoes and have some nice looking ones. First time I ever grew sweet potatoes, and they're doing okay. Got some tomatoes and flowers here. There are little tomatoes on the plants, so that's wonderful to see. Here's the 6-foot tall pepper plant, Poblano Peppers, doing well. The 4 o'clocks have about finished up growing for the year. They're not looking too great these days, but I'll cut them back when it freezes. Not much happening here, just starting to add some of my soil amendments for next year's garden. Here's these fall tomatoes back here. They're blooming and looking pretty well. There's my shop AC. I'm in the middle of retrofitting because the old one died. That's in a separate video altogether. But I do have cold air in the shop, so that's awesome. The okra has gotten quite a bit taller, but it's nearly finished. Excellent season for okra this year. Here's what my fall broccoli and cabbage is looking like. Everything's right on schedule. Here's these same tomato plants that have been here all season. They're starting to regenerate now and should start setting some tomatoes pretty soon since we're having cooler nights. And here are my cucumbers that I cannot seem to keep aphids out of. So hopefully I'll get a few in the month of October. And here's this okra. Got plenty to pick here still. And some more tomato plants. Should start getting some more tomatoes off of them soon. And here's this black-eyed pea vine here that's just about finished. Had a good season. But weather's cooling off, so these things don't like the cooler weather. Here's this bed out here on the south side of the lawn. It's looking pretty well. Bees are going along and getting some pollen. There's another spider lily. And another one coming in there. And there's some bees working. So that's another indicator they're getting ready for wintertime. This bed here, I sprayed this grass coming in yesterday, so that should start dying back, but it won't affect the flowers. These are blooming nicely now. Starting to get some heavier blooming on these plants again. And then down here, these are really starting to explode. Lots happening here. And the tropical plants are still going strong. The bees are even working on those. I've got option red and orange today. The lawn's looking reasonably well for this time of year. It'll get one more fertilizing, and that'll be that. This yellow plant is starting to bud pretty heavily, so the yellow flowers will be coming back pretty soon. This moss rose is declining as it likes hot weather as well. And here are some more of these spider lilies coming up over here. Here's this front flower bed. Still growing nicely. And this transplanted fire bush is finally starting to bloom. Here's what the plants along the front of the house are looking like. The blooms are a little sparse, but it looks like they're starting to pick up a little bit here and there. These pentas are doing quite well though. Here's the flower bed by the mailbox. I think that one I'm going to replace. It's looking pretty rough this year. But it's got buds on it, so I may just leave it alone and just let it do its thing. And not much to speak of here going on in this flower bed. Everything's gradually fizzling out for the season. But it had a nice display this year. And here's one more fire bush. Did exceptionally well this year compared to years past. Not seeing any spider lilies coming up in here yet, but I think I've got some planted here. Here's a look at the lawn. It's all filled in and needs a little fertilizing, but other than that, it looks pretty darn well. Considering we've had no rain in the month of September. So the sprinkler system is doing a good job keeping everything growing. And here's a look at the backyard from this angle. And the new Carrier AC worked perfectly all summer, not a problem with it. And I got the patio pressure washed yesterday, all nice and cleaned up. Got the actual structure pressure washed yesterday as well. Just got to tidy up the fans a little bit and it'll be in good shape. And here's a look from this way. Once again, this has been the September Garden Update. Thank you for watching.